After 9 months of Republican chaos here in the House, we are now beginning the 4th week of total paralysis. No legislative action on the floor. And as we enter that 4th week of the paralysis, this committee for the first time brings to us an indication of what would happen post-paralysis, an attempt to undermine our public schools. In fact, we really have before us today the federal companion to the effort now underway in a special legislative session in the state of Texas. Texas has followed a ready formula for public education. It's called Starve Our Public Schools. We are $4,000 per child below the national average in funding for education. We rank 44th, close to the bottom of all states in this regard. The average teacher pay in Texas has dropped to more than $7,000 below the national average. And it is in this environment that Governor Greg Abbott is holding teacher pay and funding for public education hostage, insisting that there must be a school voucher program. Why in an overwhelmingly Republican state Senate and Republican state House have vouchers not already been adopted? Well, clearly there is unanimity among House and Senate Democrats in Texas against school vouchers, but the only reason they have not been imposed on the state is because of the courageous action of a number of rural Republicans. I disagree with these particular Republicans on most issues, but I want to put in the record the powerful comments of a couple of them. Dr. Glenn Rogers, a state representative in the Brownwood News, who represents a district that voted 81% for Donald Trump, says, under the guise of promoting choice, proposed school voucher programs are a Trojan horse attempt to privatize Texas education system and drain our already underfunded public education of necessary resources for millions of students. Proponents of this system try to claim that children are trapped in the public education system they were raised in. This is frankly a lie. Vouchers do not increase the number of choices available to a parent. They only serve to finance institutions with taxpayer money. Now, Dr. Gary Van Dever, that was from West Texas, is a Republican in Northeast Texas. His district only voted 71% for Donald Trump. And he writes this in the Paris, Texas, not Paris, France newspaper. If I were to use 3 adjectives to describe myself politically, I would say conservative, Christian, and Texan. In short, I oppose vouchers. As a fiscal conservative, I cannot support creating a second parallel education system. Many of the supporters of school vouchers suggest that public schools should not lose funding as a result. As good stewards of tax dollars, it does not seem that running 2 systems charged with accomplishing the same task is the conservative approach. He writes, additionally, some grow frustrated with some of our public schools, and the response of some people is, quote, give me the money so I can pull my kids and walk away. As Texans, we are not quitters. If you are dissatisfied with your local public school, fix it. I agree with them, and I hope their courage under immense pressure there in Texas from a Republican governor who wants to undermine our schools ultimately prevails. The legislation before us, the companion to what's going wrong in Texas, the Education Choice for Children Act, would make things even worse. It's a $100 million tax expenditure on borrowed money. It would provide up to $5,000 per year directly off taxes. In my hometown of Austin, someone who makes over $350,000 per year will still be eligible for this deficit-financed tax cut. It's more Republican borrow and spend. I think our public schools are important not only for the academics that they can and should provide as we work to try to strengthen and improve them, but they are in communities like Paris, Texas, and Brownwood, and even parts of my own city of Austin. They bind communities together. What we need are Republicans and Democrats working together to strengthen public education, not destroy it through plans like those being considered today. And I yield back, though I would ask unanimous consent to include both of these articles in our record.